Welcome along, Kylie. Thank you for jumping on the call with me today. I'd love you to please introduce a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thanks, Karen. My name's Kylie. I'm from Melbourne, in Victoria, and I am 51 almost, and I'm a Pilates instructor here in Melbourne, and have a couple of adult children, 21 and 19, and yeah, that's me.
Awesome. We've been working together now for a number of weeks. I think we've just ticked over our second month.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I'd love you to explain maybe a little bit about where you were at in life, in health, in fitness before you started working with me.
hmm I had been probably weight training for about 3.5 years before I came to you. I started at home just using some dumbbells. I actually was working with a friend of mine who was a PT, and so she sort of got me started. And so over the last 3.5 years, I did some nutrition training myself as well, and hired a PT in the local gym. So just as I got stronger, I increased my weights and then moved from home into the gym. And then I got to a point where I felt like I was getting a little bit stuck. I was getting a lot stronger in the gym. I wasn't working with a coach or a trainer. I was doing my own thing. And I just started to feel like I wasn't making any progress. I was spinning my wheels a little bit. And so I really wanted to work with someone to help keep me consistent and accountable, but also to really push me to that next level of changing my body composition, because that's my ultimate goal, is to build more muscle, and to drop some body fat.
Yep, fantastic. What was on your mind when you did reach out to me, and what did you think about online coaching? Did you know anything about it? What were you skeptical about?
I did know a little bit about it because my friend who was the PT also did a little bit of online coaching. So I understood it from following along with her. What I was nervous about is not knowing you, like just coming across you through Instagram. And that made me a little bit nervous, of course, because it's hard when you don't know somebody very well. I like to think I've got a fairly good sense for people. So even though I felt a little apprehensive at the beginning, once I had reached out to you and we'd had our initial phone call, I felt completely fine, to work with you. I think I made a decision there and then on the spot. I guess I was nervous about not being face to face, making sure that that accountability was there, and that the coach that I hire would be available and responsive to my messages, which yeah, you most definitely are. So yeah, that was probably just the two things I was skeptical about.
And what have you enjoyed about the process so far?
Definitely having someone cheer me on, someone to keep me accountable. The training, the program that you've written for me, I think is by far the best one that I've done so far. So I really enjoy that program. The working together in a group with other people. I like how we have to answer questions each day of the week. You put out little questionnaires or challenges that we need to come back and we need to respond to. So all of those things help to keep this journey in the forefront of our mind and help to keep us connected to the group, but also connected to you. I also enjoy that you reach out all the time, not even in response to a question from me. If you haven't heard from me for like a day or so, you'll just send a message to see how I'm going. So that constant communication and contact is so important when you're on a journey like this for the long haul.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're getting so much out of it and enjoying the process. Has there been any standouts in terms of anything maybe that you've learned? Because obviously you've got that nutrition background and you've been active for so many years, but has there been anything new or anything that you've achieved that surprised you perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing that surprised me is that real change is possible by doing less. I was thinking you had to train 4 to 5 times a week in the gym, and then be quite active on those other days. And I'm actually only doing 3 days in the gym, and I do Pilates once or twice a week. But that the changes I've had in the last 8 to 10 weeks have been phenomenal in regards to doing less. So that's really surprised me. Um, I'm noticing definitely I've got a lot more muscle definition. So I think I was surprised that you could actually drop body fat being in quite a small deficit as well. Like my calories are still quite high. And I'm just sort of motoring along, losing body fat slowly, building muscle, but feeling, rested, not exhausted, not too tired, not feeling like I'm doing too much. So for me, and I've learned a lot about nutrition as well. I've learned that, you need to eat more protein than what I was used to eating. Yeah, so there's definitely been a lot that I have picked up from you for sure.
That's great to hear. I'm really glad. And it excites me as well that you've been a bit of a sponge, taking it all in and sort of thrust yourself into the process. Um,
Yeah.
One of the things that I often say is it's quality over quantity, right? And it's that, that less is more, and just understanding how to get the most, especially being a busy mum, getting the most
Mm,
out of your time, and doing
mm.
it a smart way. So I'm really glad that's been working for you.
I think something else that you do really well, which I've not done before, is enable us to trust ourselves, like give us the education that we need around training and around nutrition, but then to be able to trust yourself. I've always come from a tracking my food background, and I was really reluctant to step away from that because I thought that that would mean I had no control and I would just eat too much or eat the wrong things. And so that was difficult for me in the beginning. But you have taught me that you don't have to track your food and you still progress and you still see results once you've got that foundation, down. So that's been amazing for me because it makes this process a lot more simple, I guess, therefore sustainable.
Yeah, great. It's working. That's good
Yeah.
to know. If there was
Yeah.
anybody who's watching right now who sort of is hesitant to kickstart a process like this with the online, because so many people obviously have this thing in their head that they need face to face, and obviously, for absolute beginners, or there are certain demographics that would need face to face. What would you say to someone who was contemplating online coaching but perhaps hesitant about it?
Oh, I would absolutely say without hesitation to do it. I mean, once you pick the right coach, and I definitely think you are the right coach, like to have somebody that genuinely cares about your results and wants to see you win and wants to see you change, but cares about you also as a person, like it just makes you feel so supported. So I would not have any hesitation in recommending someone to reach out and to start coaching. There's it's really so hard, to do all the things that we have to do, and to change all of our habits and to incorporate sometimes decades or to change decades worth of habits and turn them around and build this healthy new lifestyle. Doing that on your own is almost impossible with everything else that we have going on in our life. So, having someone like a coach like you that just sort of lays down a roadmap that we just need to follow is a game changer for me. And yeah, I definitely at the beginning when I started working with you last year said that I will spend all of 2025 with you. And that is definitely my intention, if not beyond, because I know having you behind me, I will actually achieve the results that I've probably always wanted to achieve, but have never been able to do on my own. So I would say do it.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you, Kylie, and thank you for trusting in me. And I think one of the big things with online coaching is that you've got to be open and you've got to be vulnerable with your coach, because it is an online process and
Mm,
you are covering lots of different elements of your life in order to change those habits. Yeah, from all facets of life. So you've
mm.
definitely been able to do that, and I commend you and thank you for trusting in me. And yeah, I look forward to
Oh,
seeing what
thank
you
you.
achieve.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karen.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
No worries.